And I'm off. Bruce and I just picked up all that trash at the trailhead and found a good sized rock and tried to put it, well, did put it on top of the trash can, but any raccoon worth his salt will get that off, but might slow him down a little bit. Yeah, anyway, it's a little after 10. It's still only like 64 degrees, which is good. Heading out for just 2-part days. Like I said, it's only a little after 10, and I'm getting a late start because I had an appointment this morning and one thing or another, so just doing one overnight, and Bruce picked me up tomorrow. I'm just doing this to take advantage of the cool weather and get off the couch. So I will see you down trail. I am going to talk about gear on this trip. A couple people have suggested that I do that, so I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'll do it when I get to camp tonight and do all of it or what, but anyway, see you down trail. Okay, I am 35 minutes in and sweating. Took a couple breathing breaks or whatever, and my legs are slightly jelly. This is what I get for going 2 or 3 weeks without getting off the couch. I'm telling you, the couch is a killer. My friend Carol in Florida has this mat that she puts on her couch so her dogs don't get up there, and it's full of little plastic spikes. I'm thinking of getting a piece of that and put it on my spot where I sit on the couch. Seriously, I don't know what else to do. That seat on the couch has a magnet and it draws me to it at every lull. I used to be a person that between projects I would stand in the middle of the room and say, what's next? And look around and find my next little chore or project or whatever. Not anymore. I finish a project and I go sit down. Well, that's catching up to me. At least with cooler weather though, temps, I think I have pretty good potential for coming out and doing this at least once a week, even if I don't go overnight. There's plenty of day hikes that I can take. This is very, I don't know if you can see the trail, very gradual, and there'll be a little bit steeper part coming up. But anyway, I thought, in keeping with my plan to talk about gear, while I got some relatively smooth ground to cover, I'll start. First thing I do, and I prefer, is my water bottles hanging off like this. They're not ideal, and I adjust them from time to time. They are held onto my straps with zip ties. And I bought them 2 different places. See, that one has elastic and another little pouch right there that I don't ever use. This one has drawstring. This is the one that's got the spout. So the drawstring is easier to get my water in and out of on the trail. So that's the one I drink from going down the trail. And when I stop for water and fill this one up, I will take the full one and put it over here. The reason I don't do the bladder, which is popular among a lot of hikers, is you don't know how much water you got. You don't know how much you've drank. You don't know what you got left. And I don't like that. I want to know what I've got. It's in the back. The bladder is usually incorporated into your packs back there somewhere behind you, and you can't see without stopping, taking your pack off, taking that bladder out. And I don't want to do that. I want to go bloop, bloop. There, that's how much water I got left. I bought these at 2 different places, and I don't remember where except for one of them. I don't remember which. One I got at the little gift shop at Amicalola Falls State Park. So I imagine you can get it anywhere. Another one I probably got off Amazon. I don't know, $4, $5, $10, I don't remember, but inexpensive. And then I put them on with zip ties, which make them a little bit loose, but also flexible. And the thing about zip ties is where there's one, there's many. So if I need to cut it off and reposition it, I can. Although I've not done that for, I don't know, since the AT. So seems to work for me. You do have to strike a balance like this, like using your trekking poles. It can get in the way, but if I put it up too much, it's in my face and it might bob and hit me. I don't like that either. So there's a little give and take and adjustment and trial and error. They're pretty good right now, but it might take you a few zip ties to figure out where the sweet spot is. So yeah, obviously I'm breathing hard, but that's all right. I don't care. Unless you got a full-on young athlete. Everybody breathes hard. Deal with it. I take breaks every now and then. Take what I call a breather break. 2 minutes. Just stand. Let my breathing go back to normal. And my pulse. Feel my pulse. Let that slow down. And then start off again. And then probably every hour, 90 minutes, I will take a sit-down break. Get the weight of the pack off me. At least I don't take it off. I just sit with it on a log or a rock, and it's restful. All right, see you down trail. So I'm not quite an hour in, and I'm kind of at this resting rock that, I can't really see it, but a common place to stop and rest. Look at these rocks, how I love that. I wish I knew the science behind, you know, what happened when these mountains were moving and forming and all that, and something melted and something else come on and pushed it up, and I love all that. I love rock formations and tree formations. I love it. If they could only talk. Anyway, it's 70 degrees now, and I'm warming up. I'm still climbing. I'm not to the top of this stretch. I'll go up and then I'll stay up for quite a while, so it shouldn't be difficult. But wanted to add one more tidbit about the water system. The one advantage to the bladder is you usually have a hose that you can just pick up and drink out of like that. And I don't have that. I gotta do something with my trekking poles and take 2 hands to take this out and do it. But if I found that was something I wanted, I could always attach one of those to my bottles, and I could still drink just like that. Normally, I take a drink when I take a break anyway, not just going down the trail. So it's not an inconvenience for me not to have that straw attached. But anyway, just want to mention that is something that people like, and I don't have. All right, gonna continue climbing. Let me show you what I got ahead of me here. You cannot tell ever. You cannot ever tell, but yeah, that tree is up from here significantly. So I'll be climbing. See you down the trail. I can't see them, but I can hear them. They're getting louder. They get louder and louder and louder, and then they die down. Interesting. Break time. I am, I didn't check how far in I am. 2 hours, right at 2 hours, and I'm at the tower here at the top. And I don't know the elevation either, but I'll get it and let you know. But I am got my Tyvek all spread out here and shoes off, and gonna lay back and have some lunch and some aspirin and do something with his hair and recuperate a little bit. I am tuckered, I'm tired. My feet were starting to hurt the last half mile or so, but that's all right. Like I've said before, I recover quickly. So, in keeping with the gear kind of thoughts, my pants, I know I've shown you before, just black, I don't know if they're Wrangler or what they are. No, what is this? Outdoor Sports. Can you see it? Yeah. There was something, oh, big cicada in the bushes. Woo, scared me. Anyway, I got these, I think on Amazon for about $14.99. I don't pay the big money for REI stuff, but anyway, they got pockets everywhere and I like them. They're like my beige ones or tan ones that I wear too. In the winter, they're a little bit heavier. I got these because they were a little bit lighter weight, but yep, all I look for is pockets. Pockets of zip, pockets that'll hold my phone, pockets that are deep. And these go way down. The slash pockets in the front go way down, so things don't get lost. Don't generally bring keys with me on the trail, but sometimes I do if I'm driving myself. So that's one thing. My shoes, as you know, I think I've said before, are Sauconys. These are Saucony Peregrine 12s, I think, 12, 13, somewhere in there. These have an awesome tread. I can climb rocks with these things all day long, and they're very comfortable. So that's what I keep with. Those are around 80 bucks, I think. That's one of the pricier items that I use. My backpack right there, that did come from REI. That I broke down and bought. That is a Flash 55, and I got it on sale for $1.99. I got it because it's 55 liters. The other orange pack that I had on the AT was 45 liters, and it was okay. I managed, but it was very, very, very tight and small. So I wanted just a little bit more wiggle room, and shopped around and around and around, and this is what I found. So I did spend the money on that. The other one that I got, the 45 liter from Teton Sports, I think was $60, $70, not $200 and up, like you can pay if you want to, but don't have to. I would have gotten that same backpack because I liked it. It had a zipper pouch on the bottom, supposedly for shoes, but I put my tent in there, so when I got to camp I could just take my tent out and put it up. I didn't have to get into my pack. So in keeping with that kind of philosophy, this pack, I put my tent right here on the outside in the back so I can grab it and put it up. I don't have to get into my pack to get my tent out. I also keep this piece of Tyvek wedged right in there beside it so I can pull it out at a moment's notice. So yeah, so that's water bottles, my water system, Tyvek, pants, shoes, fanny pack. I had a bright pink one. I bought this at a flea market in Daytona when I went to visit several weeks ago. I wanted one slightly bigger, and the zippers on the other one were getting very hard. That thing was 20 years old, so I needed a new one. This is nice, but in here I have more stuff than you would imagine. I have little candies, little quick sugars. I have some toilet paper. I have hand sanitizer, glasses. My selfie stick is in here. I have Band-Aid, and all my snacks and today's lunch I carry in here. So that, like now, I can stop. Oh, and aspirin. I can stop and eat, and I don't have to get into my pack and get my food bag out. That's a lot of work, and I only want to do that at night, you know. So, my weight leaving this morning, I weighed my pack, water, food, and all. Now, food's only for one day, so that's not a lot. But I was at 23.8, which is not bad, but it's a little bit heavy, because if I had to add, 4 more days of food, that would be pretty heavy. I've heard different estimates, 1 pound a day, 2 pounds a day food, but I don't think I carry that much. Freeze-dried stuff and dehydrated stuff and like that doesn't weigh that much. It's the packaging you got to watch out for. Most of what I bring, if I buy something, I put it in Ziploc bags, in baggies. I do, because I don't want the trash, number one. So I carry a week's worth of ramen noodles and dehydrated vegetables and beans and stuff like that, all in one Ziploc. That's it. So I don't have the trash, and it's lightweight. So I'm going to hang up and get to my lunch and take some aspirin and finish my rest, and I will see you down trail. So I'm about 10-15 minutes from my lunch break. Got a little bit of a climb. But I wanted to show you this gnarly beast right here. I've passed this 5 times and never taken a picture, but I am today. That's what this trek is about. Stopping and smelling the roses and stopping and photographing gnarly trees. That's where I came from, just beautiful. And yeah, that's where I'm going. Uphill just a little bit. See you down trail. It's a deer. Oh, there. There he goes. Hi, pretty. Hi, precious. All gone. So, just checking in because I'm taking a breather. I'm hot. Got about 1 3 miles to go for the tent site. And just little gradual ups and downs. I'm about at 1,430 feet, which isn't high, but it's 78 degrees, 79. I just looked a few minutes ago. That's warm to be climbing. But anyway, it'll be quite early, probably like by 3 is what I guessed before I got to the campsite. Notes on Far Out say that there's a better site about 3/10 of a mile beyond that, so I don't know. I got options. We'll see what I feel like when I get there. And I don't know. If I like it, I'll just drop the pack and that'll be it. If not, I'll trek on for another 3/10 of a mile. That'll give me about 4-ish miles tomorrow, which would be perfect. Anyway, that's the trail I come from. See you further down the trail. Just wanted to take a minute and pop back in and make a point that I'm kind of coming to the realization of and thought I'd share. I've been at this right about 4 hours with a half-hour break for lunch, so 3.5 hours. And I am tired. I got about a mile to go, whatever, to the campsite, but the point I want to make is that this trail has been quite easy. I mean, just gradual ups and downs, nothing difficult at all. I'm going along a ridge, more or less. But this has happened to me before where I'm just tired of walking. I'm just tired of walking. So my point for that is, if you don't think walking around your neighborhood or a track or treadmill or anything else is a good preparation for hiking, it is. Just the act of swinging your legs and putting one foot in front of the other is tremendously beneficial, and I've done none of it. And I'm going to start, I'll tell you, with the cooler weathers, why do I keep saying that? Weather. I'm going to just start walking as much as I can. Heck with the heat. Even if I go out and do a quick mile, if I come back and I'm sweaty, so what? I got water. I got soap. Yeah, because there's no getting around it. You got to walk. It's one thing to have tough climbs and descents and those sorts of things, but I don't have any of that today. But I'm just tired. My thighs and my hips slightly, just from swinging my legs. Just flat tired of walking. That's just from too much couch sitting. So, just thought I'd pass that lesson along. Okay, I'm going to attempt to show you how I cook supper. I got the phone in my wrong hand though, because I am right-handed, so I need my right hand. Anyway, this is my little stove, and this is my canister. First thing I do when I'm going to cook is find a good level spot. I found actually a rock right here, and clear what I can away for like the little sprigs of grass and stuff like that were close. There's probably still some more. No. Oh, hang on. Well, that's not working. Well, that is not working. I don't know what to do now. Gas just spewed all over the top, so I'm not cooking. I don't know. I can't win. I don't know what happened. I don't know what that's about. That's a brand new canister. Should have been fine, but I don't know. These things happen. I've got this rehydrated food I can eat. I might try to get some of that down. And I got crackers and a few other things that I can eat. So I'm really okay. But, yeah, kind of a bummer. I've tried it 3 times. It just didn't work. So I don't know what to think about that. But anyway, let me continue and show you what it's supposed to look like. That's my boiling pot, and I would just put that with water, and then my ramen that I broke up and put in here in a baggie, and add to my vegetables and beans, and that would be supper. But this stove has never failed me, so I don't know. There's a brand new canister of gas, like I said, so I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but it didn't work. This is my cup. I have lips. I'm so glad. These handles come out and you drink it like, that's your coffee cup. And if you've ever tried drinking hot coffee out of a metal cup, then you'll know how valuable the lips are. I love the lips. Yeah, so anyway, that was a bust. So I'm down the trail. I'm going to eat what I can and go back to my tent. I'm probably, I don't know. I'm a bad judge of distance sometimes. I'm a handful of hundreds of feet away from my tent. So I'll finish up and mosey on back. And then I'll show you my tent and say goodnight. All right. Sorry, this is a bust. Trying to figure out what that noise is, what that sound is. Very strange. Good morning. I vowed to get off trail, get out of my tent and on trail by 8, and it's 5 till, and I'm all packed up and ready to go. I thought I would take just a few minutes on this glorious morning that is about 68 degrees. Had a good night. Just a few little critters scurrying around like mice, I think. I got up to pee about 10 o'clock. I always pee at 10 o'clock. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. But I put it off. Finally said, okay, I got to get up and pee. And looked at the clock, and it was 10:01. Guess it was time. And there's a better shot of the sunrise if it's... No, it's not going to cooperate. Anyway, about my tent, I was going to talk about that a little bit. I didn't film it at camp last night. I'm sorry, but just futzed around, killed time till it was time to get under the covers. I was playing warm in just my liner because the quilt was still too hot. I can't win for the temperature, but so I put just the liner on, and then after a while, towards morning, I did get chilly and get under the comforter, but it all worked out good, so I'm happy. Had a decent night's sleep, actually. The cicadas were like being at a symphony, I swear. Loud, loud, loud. Anyway, about my tent. It is river country, I got it off Teton Sports for like $79, I think, I remember. But now I'm seeing it everywhere, even like Walmart.com for $64. It's roughly 5 by 7. It's huge. It's a 2-man tent, and I love it because I can just spread all my crap out and all that kind of stuff. The only drawback to the tent that I see is it doesn't have any other window. It's got the one door at the end. It's just like a pup tent, really. And sometimes I wish I could see out other areas. I can out the sides a little bit. If I aim it just right, there's a little gap there depending on how I do the guy lines on the side. But other than that, I love my tent. Love, love, love my tent. I have waterproofed it 9 ways for Sunday. Just your average waterproof spray. And did all over the outside and underneath on the bottom, and good to go. I've been through plenty heavy storms, heavy rains with that thing, and it never leaked. Once I figured out that everything needed to be waterproofed. You can't waterproof the sides and not the bottom, and you can't waterproof the bottom and not the seams, and you can't, you know, on and on and on. So I think I've got it now. Anyway, trekking poles. These were either, and I know I've said this before in videos, either $29 or $59, I don't remember. They are called Redneck Convent. Redneck Convent. And I don't know if you can see them. They're the collapsing type. And they've done me, I've used these probably 300 miles now. Still going strong, not a problem. No signs of stress or wear or anything else. So, again, you don't have to spend big money. Also, my tent is a trekking pole tent, so they double as tent poles. That's the other thing I forgot to say about the tent. I don't carry any poles. I have stakes, but 8 stakes that go around, but no tent poles. So that's nice. It goes up easy. Many times I've been with other campers and hikers, and my tent goes up and down a little quicker than theirs. And they always marvel. Everybody I've hiked with, we both tend to our own tents, set them all up, and then they turn around and look at mine and go, "Whoa, you got a lot of room in there. That's roomy." Yep, I do. And I like it that way. Anyway, that's it for this trip. I will see you down the trail. I got about 3 miles to go. And coffee. Operating on no coffee this morning. Good morning. Looking pretty haggard. It's I've been on trail a little over an hour and a half, and I'm stopping for a sit-down break. Got everything spread out, shoes off. I am sweating like crazy. I think it's only like maybe 70, 72. But I've got exactly 3 graham crackers, and that's what I'm going to have. And a couple aspirin, because I'm going on just a couple of 2 little gummy dot things, or 4. I had 4. So I've had a shot of sugar, but not much sustenance. So I'm feeling it. Lessons learned this time: always test out new equipment before you hit the trail. That gas can just makes me angry at myself that I didn't try it, but I've had half a dozen of them and they've never been a problem. So just bring them home and pop my stove on and it's good to go. But I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, Jeremiah had one that didn't work either, and we bought him a new stove. Oh, he's got the same stove I have now, so I don't know what's going on. There's something. I suppose everything has defective pieces now and then. But I've got, I haven't checked exactly, but another couple of miles out, and I should be out there by 11 to meet Bruce. And if I haven't mentioned my Tyvek before, this is just cut the dimension of my tent, and I just lay it down on the ground before I, pitch my tent on top of it. It just protects the bottom of the tent a little bit and is a perfect moisture barrier, so it's great. If hikers don't have a ground cloth or ground sheet or that came with their tent, they use Tyvek. great. It's great. Tyvek even sells it in sheets, I think 5x7 sheets or something like that. I don't know, but it's like $16, $18. Yeah. Anyway, I will see you down trail. One more thing I want to say about lessons learned on this trip. Bring a little extra food, just a little, because it might be critical. It's not critical. I'm fine. I'll make it out. I'm not in any danger or anything like that. But yeah, I had stuff for breakfast, but I ate more of it last night than I planned to because I didn't have much of a supper. But anyway, pack extra food, at least a handful of snacks somewhere or something. All right, toodles. Well, starting the road walk. Got about a mile till Bruce, and just thought I would talk a minute, wrap this up as I walk. Sorry. Gonna turn you around a little bit. I want to say that this was not a bad hike, despite my gas can problems. I might have a new favorite section of the Pinhoti. It was really not bad at all. The initial climb was a little bit, but I knew that. But the rest of it is all along the ridge, so it was really quite enjoyable. Coming down now, of course, and this is a stretch of gravel road I gotta go on, but just to wrap up, had a decent night, had a few little critters around, so nothing major, no concerns. I did see the lights of town right out through my tent, so I wasn't that high, like 1,400 feet, something like that. So that was weird. I've never had that before. Maybe I never paid attention, I don't know, but it was just right out the end of my tent where my head was, and I could see the lights of civilization. It wasn't really the town, but I think there's some sort of plant way down below across the valley, and they had big lights on, and I could see them. It was weird. Anyway, had a good time. I'm not really sore, not really in pain or anything. So all in all, it was a good trip, and I'll leave you with the trail for a minute. And if anybody has any questions, please ask me. I never know quite what to talk about or what to cover more of or what to show more of or whatever. So please help me and tell me what you'd like to hear, see, know, any of that. And until next time, I'll see you down trail. Thanks for watching.